Boola, producer, artist, writer, musician, entrepreneur, the man behind some of the biggest names in music. From humble beginnings to the major league, he's making his mark in the music industry. Introducing his first project, hip rock diva funk artist Mitsu. His start at Roc-A-Fella, and his newest project, the highly anticipated Life After Death of a Dynasty. Join us as we take a peek into the life of the man we call Boola.
I've been producing, I say about 13 years now, but I started as a rapper. That's what really got me into, producing, because I needed tracks. So, I went out and bought an SP1200. But once I got that, I just really got into the production side of it. It started from there. So, like, a lot of people influenced me. Like, I grew up like Michael Jackson and Marvin Gaye and Gap Band and Kool and the Gang and Prince and Vanity. You will hear the inspirations and you'll hear the dope sounds. That's all I do right now, like, get inspired from that stuff. Yeah, I got started with Roc-A-Fella a few years back through a friend of mine named Darren Chandler. We met in the lobby of a studio. I was playing my stuff, and I guess he felt my music, wanted me to meet up with him, and I brought my music to him, and he got me a placement on the Jizz's album at that time.
Your heart is a pumping, the beat is just a jumping, the crowd get wild off my style.
But after that, he took on a VP position at Roc-A-Fella, and he brought me with him. I had to really grind and meet people and like elbow my way through because there's so many people, so much competition. So I would go to the studio all the time, and I met another guy by the name of Big Face Gary. He was the A&R at Roc-A-Fella, right? When I met Gary, I came up there with my crew, and he looked at me like, yeah, just another producer or whatever. I played like 200 tracks for him, all bangers. And at that point, I guess, a light bulb went off in his head, like, yo, this kid got something. And that's where it really started as far as me getting my foot in the door with Roc-A-Fella. My first placement actually with Roc-A-Fella was a record called To The Top with Cameron. But he was the first cat to really hear my stuff and say, let's make something. And he did that. It like evolved from that point on to me meeting up with the state property tax. And Beans would be around a lot. We always would work together. But Beans is real picky as far as picking music. So it was like a big accomplishment for me to get 3 songs on this album.
Fresh out the federal cases, I got several. About 4 or 5. This had the 7-2.
When I first got the Roc-A-Fella, I noticed that it was like 2 sides almost, because it was like the tail end. So it was like a Dame Dad side and a Jay-Z side. And I came through Dame, so I never really got an opportunity to work with Jay. We cool. Me making a record with him just never happened, but other things happened for me building a relationship with Tata, which is his best friend. And they got me on Neo's first album, which was a big selling album, so I was really, happy to be on that.
The way you switch, little mama so thick, I'm so sick.
The love came from other angles, and I appreciated that. Yeah, I gotta say, probably my most notable record was If I Was Your Girlfriend by Nicole Ray.
If I was your girlfriend, imagine what you could see now. I wanna take my clothes off.
We was working on her album at the time, and we were always working Dame's apartment. I just set up my rig anywhere. We go from LA to London, back to New York. And Dame would come to the house, check out the records, and he was like excited about it. So that night we went to the club, we went to Bungalow 8, we went to Hot 97. That same night, record wasn't even mixed or nothing. And everybody loved it, and it started to take off. I came from the basement straight to the major leagues. So that was a big step, and within itself. Because I didn't have no placement, but those guys brought me on, signed me. I got to get records placed on major albums. So I went through a lot, seen a lot as far as the private jets and the cooks, chauffeurs and security. Like, that life was real dope for me at that time. It was a great experience because I bring that to everything I do now, and that drives me to continue that life. I stepped my production up as far as playing more, playing with instruments, guitars, pianos and stuff. That's something Pharrell told me too when I met him. Like, learn how to play if you don't already know how to play. Yeah, like my whole time with Roc-A-Fella, I really learned a lot as far as really structuring and putting out an artist and how to develop and build an artist. Currently, I'm working with an artist named Mitsu, by the way. That stuff is dope. It's called Hip Rock Diva Funk. It's got new sounds, new flavor.
You go past my test drive. If you study, then I might be satisfied. It's a must that you put in over.
It's like the first thing that I want to put out and just really show the world what we can do as far as producing an artist and marketing an artist, cross-brand marketing an artist. For me and my partner Tyreek and my whole team, like just taking this whole Diva Funk Hip Rock Mitsu project to the next level. On my time at Roc-A-Fella, I produced a lot of records that never got released. So I'm like, what do I do with it? Mixtape. Yeah, I got Beans on there, I got Freeway, Old Dirty Bastard. You know, all the Roc-A-Fella All-Stars, P, Young Guns, MOP, a lot of people. You know, really take you back to that original Roc-A-Fella day.
Yo, what's up, world? Your access has been granted, but I'm signing off. I gotta get back to the studio. Keep hip rocking.